Have you ever felt like there's a part of you that you just can't shake? A feeling, a memory, a behavior that you try to push down, lock away, and pretend isn't there. We've all been there. We spend so much energy avoiding these parts of ourselves, building walls around them, hoping they'll just disappear. But what if I told you that the very thing you've ever been running from is the key to unlocking your greatest potential? This hidden part of you, this collection of repressed emotions, fears, and desires, is what psychologists call the shadow. It's not something dark or evil. It's simply the parts of yourself you've been taught to disown, the parts you deemed unacceptable, unworthy, or too painful to look at. In this video, we're going on a journey together. We're going to stop running. We'll explore why we create these shadows in the first place, what happens the moment we turn around and face them, and how this act of courage can become the most profoundly transformative experience of your life. So stick with me, because the part of you that you fear the most is the very part that holds the power to set you free. Let's start at the beginning. Where does this shadow even come from? It starts in childhood. As kids, we're like little sponges, absorbing the world around us. We learn very quickly what behaviors get us love and approval, and which ones lead to punishment or disapproval. Maybe you were told that being angry is bad, so you learn to suppress your frustration. Maybe you were taught that being sensitive is a sign of weakness, so you learn to hide your tears. Or perhaps you were praised for being quiet and agreeable, so you push down your loud, boisterous, and creative side. Every time we disowned a part of ourselves to fit in or feel safe, we cast that part into the shadow. It's not just about negative traits. We also hide our strengths. Maybe you dimmed your own light because you were afraid of outshining others, or you suppressed your ambition because you were told it was selfish. Your shadow is a treasure chest of abandoned potential, containing not just your wounds, but also your hidden power, your creativity, and your most authentic self. The problem is, ignoring the shadow doesn't make it go away. It just gives it more power in the dark. So what happens when we live our lives constantly running from our own shadow? It starts to seep out in unexpected ways. This is what we call projection. Have you ever been intensely irritated by someone else's behavior? That person who is always late, or the one who seems overly arrogant? Often, what annoys us most in others is a reflection of a disowned part of ourselves. If you repressed your own anger, you might find yourself constantly surrounded by and triggered by angry people. If you denied your own need for attention, you might find boastful people unbearable. The shadow doesn't just stay inside. It projects itself onto the world, creating the very reality we're trying to avoid. It can also manifest as self-sabotage. You're on the verge of a huge success, and suddenly you start procrastinating or making silly mistakes. That's your shadow, afraid of the light, pulling you back into familiar territory. It can show up as chronic anxiety, depression, or a feeling of being stuck and unfulfilled. You feel like you're living someone else's life, because, in a way, you are. You're living the life of the acceptable version of you, while your true self is locked away, banging on the door, trying to be heard. The turning point, the moment everything begins to change, is when you decide to stop running. It's the moment you gather your courage, take a deep breath, and turn to face what you've been avoiding. This is the beginning of what we call shadow work. And I'll be honest, it's not always comfortable. It means acknowledging the feelings you've labeled as bad, the jealousy, the anger, the shame. It means revisiting old wounds, not to dwell on them, but to understand them. It means looking at your triggers, not as annoyances, but as signposts, pointing directly to the parts of you that need healing and integration. The first step is simply awareness. It's about catching yourself in the act of projection. The next time you feel a strong negative reaction to someone, pause. Ask yourself, what is this person showing me about myself? Is there a tiny part of me that is just like that? A part I've refused to look at? This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about reclaiming yourself. You start to see that the world isn't just happening to you, it's reflecting you. This shift in perspective is incredibly empowering. You move from being a victim of your circumstances to becoming the architect of your own inner world. So, how do you actually do this work? One of the most powerful tools is journaling. Create a safe private space where you can be brutally honest with yourself. Write down your frustrations, your irrational angers, your secret shames. Write letters to the people who hurt you, not to send, but to get the feelings out. Write letters to your younger self, offering the compassion and understanding you didn't receive back then. Another powerful practice is mindfulness and meditation. By sitting quietly and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you create a space for the shadow to emerge safely. You learn to just be with the discomfort, to watch it rise and fall like a wave, realizing that you are the ocean, not the wave. You are the sky, not the passing clouds. This practice helps you detach from the intensity of the emotion and see it for what it is. Just energy, just information. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Working with a therapist or a coach who understands shadow work can provide invaluable support and guidance. They can help you navigate the tricky terrain and hold a safe space for your healing. The goal isn't to eliminate the shadow. That's impossible. The goal is integration. Integration is where the magic truly happens. It is the process of bringing the shadow into the light and embracing it as part of your whole self. When you integrate your anger, you don't become an angry person. You reclaim the healthy life force that anger represents. It becomes assertiveness, the ability to set boundaries, and the fuel to fight for what you believe in. When you integrate your sadness, you don't become depressed. You unlock your capacity for deep empathy and compassion for both yourself and others. When you integrate your fear, you don't become reckless. You gain access to your intuition and a healthy sense of caution that keeps you safe. You start to realize that every so-called negative trait has a hidden gift. Your stubbornness is also your perseverance. Your sensitivity is your source of creativity and connection. By owning all of these parts, you become whole. You no longer have to waste energy pretending to be someone you're not. This frees up an incredible amount of life force that you can now channel into your passions, your relationships, and your purpose. You become more authentic, more magnetic, and more resilient. The people who were meant for the real you will be drawn to you, and the ones who are only comfortable with the edited version will naturally fall away. Imagine a life where you are no longer at war with yourself. A life where you can feel any emotion without letting it control you. A life where you trust yourself completely, because you know and accept every part of yourself, the light and the dark. This is not a fantasy. It is the promise of shadow work. Confronting your shadow is the ultimate act of self. It's saying, I am willing to see all of me. I am willing to love all of me. I am worthy of being whole. The journey might be challenging, but the freedom on the other side is immeasurable. You stop being triggered by the world because you've healed the wounds within. You stop seeking validation from others because you've found it within yourself. You unlock a level of creativity, confidence, and inner peace you never thought possible. The part of you that you feared the most, the part you've hidden away in the dark, doesn't want to hurt you. It wants to heal you. It wants to complete you. It's been waiting for you to come and find it, to bring it home. And when you do, it will give you its gifts, its strength, its wisdom, and its power. It will set you free. So, I invite you to take that first step today. Start with curiosity. The next time a strong emotion comes up, instead of pushing it away, just get a little curious. Ask it, what are you here to teach me? Listen for the answer. Be gentle with yourself. This is a journey, not a race. Every step you take towards your shadow is a step towards your most authentic, powerful, and liberated self. The path to the light is found by walking bravely through the dark. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. And if you're ready to continue this journey of self-discovery, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Remember, you are braver and stronger than you think. Thanks for watching.